Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. In today's video we are going to be making the bag. We did the part 1, which is the pattern drafting, last week. This week we are going to be making the bag, and with me are the materials I'm going to be working with. We are going to be using this part for the handle. The measurement I have, we were told to take the measurement last week, but I think it escaped my mind. What I have there is a stay. This is going to be for the handle of the bag, and the measurement I have here is 3 inches by 13.5 inches. These are the materials I'm going to be working with. I have this beautiful print from Neon Collection. You can check them out on Instagram. They have beautiful, colorful and 100% cotton fabrics. You can check them out on Instagram. So for the black part, I'm going to be using this cashmere material. I'm going to be using it for the front part of the bag. Yes, and I'm using velvet for my lining. Every other thing we have here are gum, hammer, as well as the hardware, which is the chain and every other thing. I'm also going to be using this super glue. We will get to that part. Okay, so in last week's video we were supposed to also cut out 2 pieces of chipboard. It's actually 3. The measurement for this chipboard is the same measurement for the front part of the bag. So you are supposed to cut out 2 pieces of chipboard. We are going to be using it for the lining part of the bag. We will get to that part. Then we are going to also need a small piece of chipboard, which we are going to be using for the flap when we want to insert the magnetic snaps. Okay guys, so this were the pattern we cut out on our kariboard the last time. So to make this bag, I want this bag to have some really good structure. So I decided that I'm going to be using a very light marker, very light. You can see how light it is. You can see how very light it is. So I'm going to be using this to coat the kariboard, if that's the right word. So I'm going to use this marker to coat it, whereby I'm going to apply gum on the marker. Then I will place my kariboard on the marker. After coming into the kariboard, I'll take my scissors and I will cut it out exactly the same shape of what we've cut out initially. So I'm going to do this off camera to save time. I'm going to be doing that for these 3 pieces. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've done the coating. It's all coated with marker. So now the next thing we are going to do is to wrap this up. We are going to apply gum here, and here, and we are going to be placing the cashmere on this front panel and Ankara on this panel. Same thing with this panel. We are going to be placing our Ankara on this panel. Okay, so for this particular panel, when you are placing the Ankara, you are going to place it in a way that you don't fold this side. The only part you are going to fold is the upper part and this other part. But for these edges, you are going to leave allowance on both sides. You are not going to fold it to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do this off camera as well. So as you can see, I've wrapped everything now with my African print fabric. You can see the side I left allowance on both sides and folded just the up and lower part, and this the front part. So the next thing I'm going to do is to trace this. I'm going to trace it on the lining fabric. I'm going to trace it, that's to trace the exact shape of our bag. I'm going to trace the exact shape. So as you can see, I've traced it out, and I'm taking note of the tip, that's the tip of the flap and the tip of the back, because that's where I'm going to be placing the chipboard. I'm going to apply gum here. You can see I also took note of this place, because that's where I'm going to be placing it. Okay, so I'm going to apply gum now on this chipboard, and I'm going to attach it to this place. Okay, so I've applied gum to the chipboard. What I'm going to do now is to place the chipboard at the tip from where we trace. I'm sorry if you can't see it, but this where it actually is, from this tip, which is the same tip with the back panel. So you just place it according to the way you traced it. Okay, according to the way you traced it, just like this. Okay, then for the flap, which is the tip, you do the same thing. You place it the same way according to the way you traced it. So this is it. The reason why I indicated this here is because this way I'm going to be connecting my magnetic snap. I actually don't like connecting the snap directly to the lining, so it won't look too fragile. So this is going to serve as stability for the magnetic snap. Okay, and to make it easier for me to know how to place the lining on the back panel. So I'm going to quickly cut this out, making sure I leave allowance. I'm going to leave allowance all the way round. For the front, I've applied gum as well, and I've also taken note of the part that is facing downward. So I'm just going to place it on the lining as well. So after cutting it out, the next thing to do, you apply gum here again. You also apply gum according to this line, not so much on the fabric, please. Then you apply gum here as well. Same thing with the front panel. After that, you fold it over. So let's do that. So as you can see, we are good to go. Did the lining, as you can see. So moving on to the next part, the next thing is to start fixing all of our hardwares, and I'm going to start with the side. Now you can see for the side I've not fixed the lining yet, so we are going to be fixing our bag stand at the side. Now from the midpoint, we are going to come in by 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches for where we are going to be fixing the hardware. Coming in, we are going to be fixing it by half an inch from the 1.5 inch. Please take note of what I'm doing. I'm fixing it by half an inch right here. So this is where I'm going to be fixing our bag stand. Okay, so from this part I'm going to come in by 2 inches. I'm going to mark my 2 inches here, and I'm going to mark my 2 inches here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then you come up by half an inch right here. Okay, so we are fixing it by half an inch, from here 2 inches, from here 1.5 inches. Here again you are still going to fix it by 1.5 inches, the same way we did this place. So we are going to be fixing our back stand on all these points that we have marked. So let's do that. This is the back stand that I'm going to be fixing. All I have to do is puncture holes and insert it. Okay, so as you can see, we fixed the back stand. We have fixed the back stand. The next thing we can do now is to cover this place up with our lining. We can cover this place now with the lining, the same way we fixed the Ankara. You put the lining and you leave allowance. Moving on to the next part is the back panel. Now on the top base, you're supposed to fix the stand. you're supposed to fix this stand, which is for the handle. Okay, so you have to take note of the midpoint. Remember, the width is 8 inches, so the midpoint should be 4 inches, which is here. So the midpoint, what's the midpoint of 2.5? The midpoint is, I have 1.2 inches. So this is where the midpoint is. This is the area that this stand, you are going to be fixing it. So all you have to do is take the stand from this place. Just take note of where you want to fix the stand, and you make sure it's straight. So this is it. So now I'm going to puncture the hole through this place. But before I fix this, it's important to make it easy. I have to take this to the sewing machine. And I'm going to, first thing first, fold this place just like this. Fold it like this to meet together, then fold again for the third time. Okay, so on my sewing machine, I'm going to sew straight down on both sides. Okay, as you can see, we've sewn it. Next thing to do is to insert this. You want to insert it through this stand. So once you've done that, you're going to insert it through this hole, and you're going to stop stitch it. So you insert it. After inserting it, you stop stitch it. So as you can see, I've stop stitched our fabric. All I have to do is adjust it down, and this is what it's going to look like. After inserting it through this place, it's advisable to stop stitch this place. So after doing that, you cannot transfer it to the top base part of the bag. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to insert it through the back panel from the top base, which is where I already marked. Okay, I'm going to puncture a hole there, and I'm going to insert it. Okay guys, so I've inserted the handle, and I've also covered this side part with lining. So moving forward, we are still on fixing of the hardwares. The next thing I want to do is to fix a magnetic snap. Now this is the front panel and this is the flap. So you are going to take note of where the flap stops. I'm showing you the easiest way to fix it. Okay, if you remember, the measurement of our flap was 4.5 inches. So you are going to mark that 4.5 inches from the front, which stops here. Okay, it stops here. Now from this place I marked, I'm going to mark 1 inch, which is where I'm going to be fixing my magnetic snap. So I'm marking 1 inch right here. Okay, so I'm going to be fixing my magnetic snap at the midpoint of this place, which is 2.1. I'm going to be fixing my magnetic snap right here. Okay, these are magnetic snaps. This is the part that you are going to be fixing here. Okay, so you are going to go to the lining part. Remember, we left this part for the fixing of the snap. So you are also going to come down by that same 1 inch. Okay, so you are coming down by the same 1 inch. This is where you are going to be fixing your magnetic snap. You are going to be fixing it right here. That's this part. This is the part you are going to be fixing here. Okay guys, so now I fix the magnetic snaps. Okay, the next thing to do is to fix our rivet. We are going to be fixing this, which is for the bag chain. Now to fix this, from this angle we are going to come up by half an inch. We are coming up by half an inch. I'm doing it from the back because I don't want the shock on the front part. Okay, so and we are coming in by 1 inch, which means this is where we are going to be fixing the snap. We are coming in by 1 inch, sorry, the rivet, not the snaps. We are coming in by 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to be, I'll puncture a hole here, and I'll puncture a hole here as well. After puncturing the hole, I'm going to fix the rivets. Okay, so we fixed our rivets. We fixed the rivets. The next thing to do is I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. It's optional. If you don't want to sew, it's fine. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew it all the way around. I'm yet to fix the lining here. Same thing for this one. I'm going to sew it round. Same thing with this part. I'll sew it round. Then for the side of the bag, I'll just sew here, up and down. So guys, we've sewn the bag round, all sewn round. Okay, so the next step, the next thing we are going to do now is to take the side of the bag. We are going to apply gum here, here. You're also going to apply gum here and here as well. For the side, you are going to apply gum. You can fold it like this so you don't apply gum on the wrong side. You apply gum here. Okay, you are going to apply gum here. Okay, so I've applied gum from the midpoint. You are going to be placed. You can start with the back, you can start with the front, whichever one is okay for you, but in this case I'm going to be starting with the back. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is how I'm going to be placing it from that midpoint, this midpoint. Be careful so you don't gum it together. I'm just marking it. But from this midpoint, which is here, okay, you place it like this. Take the chipboard, the lining part of it. Now you take it and you place it like this. Okay, just follow that pattern and you start going all the way around. You have to be very, very careful when you are doing this, like very, very careful, because of the chipboard. You don't want to bend the chipboard. How you place it. Can you see what I'm doing? You can see it. It's how you place it. Go to do the same thing at the other side. And when you are doing it, you can take your hammer to secure this place together. Just hammer this place down. Then you come to the other side. So the same thing we did here, the same thing you are going to do with the front. Make sure it's very, very straight. Pull the part that you need to pull so that there will not be unnecessary space. So can you see it? You can see what we've done. Can you see it? Okay, you can take your scissors now and you trim off the excess very carefully. Okay, just trim off the excess. Okay, moving forward, we take the back, you apply gum here, apply gum at the front panel as well. You don't need to apply gum on this chipboard because you don't want it to look too messy or sticky. So you just apply gum here and apply gum here. Let's start with the back panel. So you take take your chipboard, you can get your clips to clip that place down. Okay, so you just make sure you arrange it accordingly. Okay, you can clip it down in the process. Okay, just clip it down in the process like I'm doing. Okay, on getting to this part, you just place it like this. There's another final stage that we need to do. I will explain that when we get to that part, but for now, this is how it will be. Be patient, we are getting to that final part. So you just make sure you press it down properly. Before we close that place, we are going to do the same thing for the front. Apply gum here and place this front panel to the front. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, so as you can see, the bag is taking shape gradually. I've already closed the front panel. I did the same thing, it's just the other way we did the back. I just placed the front panel here after applying gum. So now this is where we need our super glue. Starting with the back panel, I'm just going to place the super glue at the edges like this. I'm going to show you because I won't be doing everything in this video, so I'm going to show you how to close it. So you take your super glue and you place the super glue here. Can you see that? Just put the super glue there, then you take it like this and you press it down. You press it down very well so it doesn't come out. Just hold it firm for some seconds. Okay, that's how you go down. You are closing up that rough part now. Do the same thing down. Okay, close it. Okay, come here again, apply super glue down. You don't need to apply on both sides, just focus on one side. Okay, then close it. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You can see now that it's closing up. This will make the bag last for a very long time. Instead of using normal gum, you use super glue, not just any super glue. Okay, so do the same thing here. Can you see that? You can see that it's closing on its own now because it's gathering together bit by bit, bit by bit. So you come to this other side and you do the same thing I did here. After doing that, you do the same thing at the front. I won't be doing all of that in this video. So when I'm done, I will show you what the finished look like. So guys, our bag is ready and we are done. You can see we already used gum to cover up all the edges, and this is the inside. We applied gum here and here as well. And don't forget that you can alter the measurement. It's not compulsory for you to do exactly what I did here. You can alter the measurement if you want it bigger than this, or if you want it to look something like this. Just play along with it. It's not a must that you must do exactly what I've done. It's not a must that you must use cashmere or even Ankara. Just play with it and have fun with it. And we are done. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.